Back in 2018, Conor McGregor was humbled by Khabib Nurmagomedov, with the Russian defending his world lightweight title in the process. The fight was marred by the antics of the Dagestani native post-fight after he jumped the fence and attacked McGregor's team after they had been embroiled in a war of words before the fight. Today, we are discussing new footage of the Russians trash-talking mid-fight, so stay right where you are. First of all, let's look into the background of the fight. McGregor, who won the lightweight title back in 2016 after a one-sided beatdown of Eddie Alvarez, soon had to vacate the title after choosing to fight Floyd Mayweather in a professional boxing match. During this time, Khabib picked up the vacant title after defeating Al Iaquinta at UFC 223. The war of words between Khabib and McGregor, which had initially just started as all UFC beefs do, with a verbal back and forth between the pair, quickly escalated after McGregor threw a dolly at a bus containing the Russian at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. McGregor had reacted angrily after teammate Artem Lobov, shout out to the GOAT, had been accosted by Team Nurmagomedov in New York the Tuesday before the fight. Lobov had given an interview to a Russian media outlet criticizing Khabib for always pulling out, even if something hurts just a little, while Conor always turns up ready to fight. Khabib wasn't impressed. He confronted Lobov, telling him to repeat what he had said, while McGregor's training partner denied what he had said. Khabib claimed he had called him a P-word before appearing to slap him on the back of his head. It was this incident that sparked the craziness that was to follow. McGregor, with his team in tow, immediately went to the Barclays Center to confront Nurmagomedov, who did not get off the bus. So McGregor, who appeared psychotic and possibly under the influence of something, decided the best course of action was to throw the dolly at the bus, injuring a number of fighters in the process. So what happened once they finally met? The pair finally met on October 6, 2018, with Khabib winning the fight after Conor tapped to a neck crank. The fight set the record for the biggest MMA pay-per-view event ever recorded, and despite the event taking place more than 3 years ago, we are still seeing new footage, memes, and all sorts of other things posted daily for fans to enjoy. Khabib, one of the most dominant champs in UFC history, had pummeled the Irishman to the ground, where he could be heard verbally goading McGregor. New footage has emerged recently of Khabib, who all the while is throwing punches and elbows at McGregor, encouraging McGregor to fight back and telling him to talk now. McGregor, who is visibly exhausted, is trying to dodge punches and elbows, but they keep on coming, and so do the Russian's words. At one point, he asks what happened before grabbing the Irishman's face, mocking him. Herb Dean, the referee, can also be heard to tell McGregor that he needs to fight back before Khabib, who is still going to work on him, tells Conor, "Let's talk now, let's talk now." At this point, it was obvious the former world Sambo champion was winning the fight, and although McGregor had wobbled him earlier, the Irishman had nothing left in the tank. Once Khabib was declared the winner, he went after McGregor's team, including BJJ coach Dylan Donis and the aforementioned Lobov. What was the fallout then? Stay tuned to find out. After jumping the fence to confront Donis, who was also involved in the pre-fight trash talk, Khabib's pay was held back by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. The Russian then apologized, citing the pre-fight trash talk as reason for his behavior. He also mentioned the bus attack, which McGregor had already been punished for, and also the fact that Conor had talked about his family and religion before the fight. In an odd, out-of-character admission, McGregor also admitted that some of the trash talk had gone too far and things got very, very personal. McGregor still talks about the Russian to this day and regularly goads him via Twitter, recently claiming he was good but not great, which is odd because McGregor regularly claims he is the best fighter on the planet, but he was beaten by someone who is good but not great? And what might be interpreted as the Irishman trying to goad the Russian out of retirement, he also claimed his legacy was toast. After the brawl, there was talk of Nurmagomedov being stripped of his title, something which seemed to be gathering traction at one point, before UFC president Dana White rubbished those reports by saying he absolutely keeps his title and he's going to get suspended, so maybe you give him a 4 to 6 month suspension. There was also talk he would have to give up his whole purse, but eventually it was decided that the Russian would pay a fine of $500,000, keeping the majority of his purse. Do you think the punishment was fair? Michael Bisping has been speaking on the prospect of McGregor walking back into a title shot now. Stay tuned. McGregor, who has recently claimed he fights current champ Charles Oliveira next, is still the biggest draw in the sport, and although Dana White's Golden Goose doesn't deserve a title shot after losing 4 of his last 7, he can never be discounted as he has been involved in some of the sport's highest-grossing pay-per-view events of all time. He has again been claiming recently that as soon as he has recovered fully from the broken leg sustained against Dustin Poirier last year, he will get a title shot, and Michael Bisping has had his say. The Count has claimed that if McGregor did come straight back into a title shot, the current lightweight roster would only have themselves to blame. He said, a lot of people inside the top 15, top 5, top 10, they're going to say, what the F is happening? Why is Conor McGregor getting to skip the line? Well, guess what? As I said, this is prize fighting, this is pay-per-views, this is the UFC, and they put on the fights historically that we want to see, okay? The Englishman went on to say that it's not Conor's or even Dana's fault that McGregor gets to skip the line, as no one's currently putting a sustained run together to challenge the champ, which is par for the course in a stacked division. Bisping Sterling claims that fighters in the division are ultimately responsible, and if they want the title shot, they need to go out and get it. Where do you stand on this? Some Khabib news now, stick around. American Kickboxing Academy head coach Javier Mendez has recently claimed that Khabib, who is currently retired from the sport he dominated, would be a nightmare matchup for current champ Charles Oliveira. The former champ won't be able to find out, as he made a promise to his mother he would retire after the Justin Gaethje fight. Mendez also claimed that Khabib's training partner, Islam Makhachev, would also dominate the Brazilian, which is a fight that could certainly happen further down the line if both men keep up their current win streaks. Makhachev, who is currently 21-1 in MMA and 10-1 in the UFC, is set to face Beneil Dariush in his next outing at the end of February, and it is the Russian's grappling which Mendez sees as the problem for the Bronx. Mendez said, "I know they both would beat Charles, in my opinion, because, look, they're both my fighters. Stylistically wise, Islam could strike, he can kick. Khabib wasn't a great kicker. Khabib would have to go straight to the grappling with Charles and probably dominate him there. As a matter of fact, I know he would. I know Khabib would dominate him there, and I kind of feel, my personal opinion, as great as Charles is, I think Islam would dominate him there too." Nurmagomedov has praised Oliveira in recent interviews after the Brazilian has gone on a crazy 10-fight tear in the lightweight ranks, something which Makhachev is also the proud owner of. Would you like to see this one go down? Let us know below. News from the bantamweight division now. The war of words between Peter Yan and Aljamain Sterling has heated up recently ahead of the pair's meeting at UFC 273 this coming April. Sterling won the title against Yan after an illegal knee in the first meeting meant Yan was instantly disqualified. Yan has recently said nobody wants to see a fake champion when he tweeted, "Pathetic liar desperately trying to look good and control the narrative, but it won't work. I'm vaccinated and ready to bash you anywhere, even tomorrow." UFC simply doesn't want fake champion to headline the event. No mercy literally shows no mercy for the champ there. Sterling shot back that he would happily F you up tomorrow too. This title fight is one of the most anticipated of the year, and the war of words has become very personal recently, and we cannot wait for this one. Who do you see coming out on top when these two finally do battle again? Let us know below. As always, thanks for tuning in today, and remember to tune in next time. Also, why not share this video with MMA fan fiends you might have on your socials? Bye guys!